For anyone who watched late-night TV and scrolled social media right after, that uncomfortable burst of laughter said more than 1,000 think pieces ever could. When The Tonight Show leaned into celebrity satire this time with Hawke joining Jimmy Fallon, the joke wasn't just about Meghan Markle's lifestyle brand as ever. It was about credibility. It was about Hollywood's growing impatience with big claims that don't quite match public reality. And when the audience laughed, it wasn't nervous laughter. It was the kind of laughter that comes when people recognize a pattern they've already been talking about online for months. What made the moment land so hard is that As Ever has been marketed as a premium, culture-shifting brand while still struggling to establish a clear consumer identity. Viewers didn't laugh because Meghan was mentioned. They laughed because the idea of massive valuation numbers floating around a brand with limited visible footprint already felt absurd to them. Late-night shows don't create public opinion, they reflect it. And the reaction showed that many people simply aren't buying the hype anymore, especially when luxury branding is being pushed without transparent metrics like retail expansion, product sell-through, or long-term consumer engagement. Here's where the criticism sharpens. In the real business world, especially in lifestyle and wellness, valuation isn't based on celebrity name alone. It's based on revenue, scalability, distribution, and repeat customers. Viewers understand that instinctively now. When comedy pokes fun at inflated claims, it's because those claims clash with how real brands actually grow. The laughter wasn't cruel, it was corrective. It was Hollywood quietly saying, you can't keep skipping the fundamentals just because you're famous. Hawke's presence amplified that contrast. She represents a generation of celebrities who rarely overstate their influence or sell themselves as global disruptors. When someone like that is part of the conversation, it unintentionally highlights how out of step Meghan's branding strategy feels to many people. The public has watched As Ever be introduced with grand language heritage, elegance, transformation, yet still struggles to explain what problem the brand actually solves better than existing competitors. This isn't happening in a vacuum. Meghan Markle has become one of the most polarizing figures in modern celebrity culture precisely because her projects are almost always introduced as historic or groundbreaking before results are visible. That pattern has trained audiences to respond with skepticism first and curiosity second. So when late-night TV turns that skepticism into humor, it lands instantly. Comedy thrives on truth, and the truth here is that many people feel they're being sold a narrative rather than a product. What's especially damaging is that As Ever was positioned as a credibility reset, a move away from controversy and toward craftsmanship. Instead, moments like this reinforce the opposite. Public laughter signals that the brand isn't being taken seriously yet, and in the luxury market, perception is everything. You can recover from slow sales. You can't easily recover from becoming a punchline before establishing trust. The reaction online after the show made that clear. Comment sections didn't focus on cruelty, they focused on confusion. People asked basic questions. Where are the products? Who is buying them? What justifies premium positioning? Those are fair questions, and the fact that comedy segments now echo them should worry anyone invested in the brand's future. When satire aligns with consumer doubt, it stops being entertainment and starts becoming a warning. This also highlights a larger issue with celebrity entrepreneurship today. Audiences are exhausted by big numbers thrown around without receipts. They've seen too many influencer brands inflate worth, overpromise impact, and quietly fade away. Meghan's brand is being judged through that same lens now, whether she likes it or not. The Fallon moment didn't create the doubt, it confirmed it. And here's the uncomfortable truth: Meghan Markle doesn't need more publicity. She needs proof. Proof of demand. Proof of consistency. Proof that As Ever exists beyond press releases and aspirational language. Until that happens, every joke will feel earned, every laugh will sting, and every attempt to reclaim narrative control will face an increasingly skeptical audience. In the end, that moment of laughter wasn't about humiliation, it was about accountability. Hollywood laughed because the audience already had questions. And unless those questions are answered with substance instead of spectacle, moments like this won't be rare, they'll become the brand's defining soundtrack. What really makes this situation linger is how predictable it's become. Every new Meghan Markle project now arrives wrapped in oversized expectations, cinematic language, and headline-ready numbers, but without the slow, unglamorous groundwork that serious brands quietly build. Audiences aren't confused anymore, they're fatigued. They've watched the cycle repeat: big announcement, heavy PR push, sympathetic media framing, then silence or underperformance. So when a late-night show audience laughs, it's not because they've been turned against her, it's because they already recognize the pattern. At some point, constant reinvention without delivery stops looking ambitious and starts looking evasive. And this is where the damage becomes long-term. Brands live or die by trust, and trust erodes fastest when claims outpace reality. The as-ever narrative was supposed to signal maturity, stability, and seriousness, but moments like this suggest the opposite perception is taking hold. Instead of being seen as a founder grinding behind the scenes, Meghan is increasingly viewed as someone trying to will success into existence through media optics alone. If that perception sticks, no amount of polished storytelling will fix it. Because once the public laughs at your brand before they buy from it, the uphill climb becomes steeper and much harder to reverse.